SpongeBob SquarePants isn't the same as it used to be. In fact, it hasn't been for a very long time. When the 4th season of the show came around, criticism of the famous cartoon became more abundant due to the show's change of management and direction. And even though the show still had great episodes after season 3, its quality was not consistent, and eventually the magic of the first 3 seasons was lost forever. However, that doesn't mean SpongeBob fails to acknowledge the material that made the show great in the first place. The show often references earlier seasons, and that's what we're going to be focusing on today. My name's Joey, you're watching Grapple, and here are 10 examples of when SpongeBob referenced its earlier and more beloved seasons. The first Easter egg comes from the season 12 episode Handemonium. This episode follows Mr. Krabs' activities at an underground arm wrestling club and Plankton losing control of his own invention made to beat Mr. Krabs. The wrestling club occurs after dark in Larry the Lobster's gym, and during a scene where the club is being set up, you can see pieces of graffiti that reference older episodes. One piece of graffiti reads "Dirty Dan was here," which is a reference to the season 2 episode Survival of the Idiots. There's another piece of graffiti that reads "Anchor arms are for wimps," and this is a reference to the season 1 episode Muscle Bob Buff Pants.
Well, now you too can have muscles.
Huh?
With anchor arms! They slip on like a glove. Just add air. How big do you want them? Normal? Beatty? And for the ladies, hairy.
I want to be Dirty Dan.
What makes you think you can be Dirty Dan?
I'm dirty. See?
I'd say I'm Dirty Dan.
I'd say I'm Dirty Dan.
Welcome, everyone, to the Secret Anchor Arm Wrestling Club.
In the episode Lighthouse Louie, SpongeBob has another unsuccessful driving lesson with Mrs. Puff. After SpongeBob crashes into a lighthouse filled with Mrs. Puff's stuff, SpongeBob decides to give the lighthouse a bit of a spring cleaning. This episode features a lot of Easter eggs simply due to the sheer amount of stuff Mrs. Puff is keeping in the lighthouse. If you get around to watching the episode, let me know what Easter eggs you can find. However, here are a couple I found just to whet your appetite. If you look at the bottom right of this shot here, you can see SpongeBob's hall monitoring outfit from the season 1 episode Hall Monitor. If you look slightly to your left, however, you can also see Squidward's unappreciated masterpiece, Bold and Brash, from the season 2 episode Artist Unknown.
How about this one? I call it Bold and Brash. More like belongs in the trash.
Sorry, I must have missed that one.
The hall monitor of the day is... oh, SpongeBob.
Hall monitor SpongeBob reporting for duty, ma'am. I'm ready to assume my position in the hall. I will protect all that are weak in the hall. All rules will be enforced in the hall.
Okay, just take the hat and belt.
Up next is an Easter egg from the episode Bubble Bass's Tab. Bubble Bass is known for being a food lover to say the least and a regular customer at the Krusty Krab. However, his greed leads him into trouble after not being able to pay his huge tab at the Krusty Krab. So, Mr. Krabs sends SpongeBob and Squidward to Bubble Bass's house with the hopes of collecting their well-deserved dosh. An Easter egg occurs right before SpongeBob and Squidward enter the basement of the house. SpongeBob shows his board game collection, and as you can see, there is one board game titled Eels and Escalators. This is a reference to an episode from season 2 called Sailor Mouth.
I want you and SpongeBob to go after Bubble Bass and collect his tab.
If you want me to pay, you'll have to play the 3 deadly challenges.
Oh, the 3 deadly challenges! I got this game! Where is it? Game of Strife, Shoots and Bladders. Oh, here it is! Ah!
The next Easter egg is from the season 11 episode Bunny Hunt. In this episode, SpongeBob takes care of a wild sea bunny that was destroying Squidward's garden. SpongeBob initially thought that taking care of this bunny would be a fun idea, however the bunny starts treating SpongeBob's house like it did to Squidward's garden. In one scene, we can see SpongeBob's comic book collection. If you look near the bottom left of his collection, there's a comic book cover that features none other than the Clamhead Candy Cad from the very first Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy episode in season 1.
No.
I think everybody on Earth loves greasy food, and I have no doubt that the Krusty Krab serves their fair share of oily goodness. However, the Krusty Krab and the Chum Bucket decide to turn it up a notch in the episode Greasy Buffoons, serving the most greasy food imaginable. The Easter egg occurs at the very beginning of the episode. Squidward is serving a customer and asks if he wants fries with his order. The customer responds in almost the exact same way Patrick does in the Krusty Krab training video from season 3.
May I please take your order?
I'll have,
We'll check in with these two later.
And did you want kelp fries with that? SpongeBob, order.
In the episode Krusty Catering, the Krusty crew cater for a fancy party. During one scene, Patrick holds up his pinky while serving other people food. This is reference to the season 1 episode Tea at the Tree Dome, where Patrick advises SpongeBob to lift his pinky up to seem more fancy.
That's just fancy talk. If you want to be fancy, hold your pinky up like this. The higher you hold it, the fancier you are.
How's that?
Higher.
Like that?
Now that's fancy. They should call you SpongeBob Fancy Pants. Fancy foods. Get your fancy foods here.
Delicious.
I love delicious stuff.
The next Easter egg comes from the episode Karen's Virus. In this episode, Plankton transports SpongeBob inside Karen's motherboard to defeat a virus that is destroying Karen's memories. Near the end of the episode, you can see a bunch of Karen's memories, and some of them are screenshots and clips from older episodes. Some notable ones are Plankton, Fun, and Welcome to the Chum Bucket. The final Easter egg on this list comes from the season 11 episode Chatterbox Gary. In this episode, Gary is given a special collar that translates all of his meows into English. This useful novelty item is entertaining to everybody except for a certain somebody, and I'm pretty sure you can guess who that is. During one scene, Squidward is trying to relax when his doorbell keeps ringing. If you look inside Squidward's closet during this scene, you can see his uniform from the season 3 episode Bad Geeks.
Distractions are only in your mind. You are the center of the universe.
Center of the universe. Will you answer that door already?